If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in locks. You probably currently have locks and are considering interlocking your hair. You want to switch methods, or you just want to learn more about what it's like having locks. What's up everyone, my name is Laura. Over here I am documenting my lock journey, showing you tips and tricks that I'm learning along the way. I also recently started a small business, so I'm going to be showing you behind the scenes. If you're interested in content like that, I would encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back and thank you so much for all your support. I really enjoy the comments that everybody shares and different tips that you are learning as well. It really helps for us to grow as a community and for us also to learn from each other. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be sharing with you some things that I thought about as I was interlocking my hair this morning that have really changed the game for my hair. I was going to show you just an interlock with me type video. Then I realized that I've already filmed how I interlock my hair. Nothing has changed about that routine so far, but there are some things that I have been doing a little bit differently that I wanted to make note of that might change the game for you and your hair routine. To start things off, I want to talk about the growth that I have been experiencing in the last few months. Last time I did an interlock with me was around September. It's currently November and I've experienced so much growth. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I think my hair is growing so much. There was a time where I felt like my hair was not growing at all. If you are at that place in your lock journey, don't worry, I got you. And also encouraging you that your hair will get to the point where you start seeing significant length. If I'm to show you my hair where it is right now, it's grown a significant amount. Do locks have shrinkage? Well, the first thing that I'm experiencing is growth, which is what's leading me to interlock my hair more frequently than I originally wanted to. In a previous video, I shared how I wanted to interlock my hair 4 times a year. If you have been watching me for a while, you know how that was a thing for me, but not anymore. The reason being is when you have locks and your new growth grows out, especially if your locks are on the smaller side, your hair can start to merge together at the bottom, and I did not want that to happen. What that does is it's complicated to undo it. You either have to pop the lock or rip the lock is the terminology that I've heard used, but essentially you're splitting the lock, the hairs that have combined together, and also it increases your retightening time. I honestly love the laid back feel that locks give me, that it fits my lifestyle where I don't have to dedicate too much time. If my interlocking time is going to take double the time just because I'm waiting much longer, I'd rather just interlock it much frequently. Some things that I feel like have contributed to this growth is I've oversimplified my hair routine to 2 different products. Number 1, I'm either spraying my hair for moisture with either aloe vera juice or rose water, and then number 2, I'm oiling my scalp and my hair quite frequently just to make sure that my scalp is not dry, that it's maintaining the moisture. Something that I really neglected when I first got my locks is scalp care, which I would highly encourage you to pay attention to your scalp. Just because we have locks doesn't mean that we should be neglecting our hair. In all honesty, it can be tempting to me who likes to do absolutely nothing with my hair. I've seen a difference in when I'm actually taking time to intentionally care for my hair from when I'm just letting it be. But locks are more forgiving, I'll tell you, if you are considering getting locks. I'm going to start with the first tip that has changed the game for me when it comes to interlocking my hair, which is washing your hair before you interlock it. Whether it's a retwist or interlock, you want to make sure that you are never retwisting your hair, interlocking on dry hair. Now, the alternative to this is you could mist your hair with a spray bottle. In previous videos, you probably have seen me use a spray bottle to keep my hair moisturized as I am interlocking it. However, if you wash your hair before, you're able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So you get your hair washed, it's clean, it's ready to go, and then you don't have to keep misting your hair with the spray bottle. You might be able to get away with an hour and a half of not misting your hair before your hair starts to dry. I have really found that washing my hair first and then interlocking afterwards has helped me. My hair is moisturized throughout. My hair is already clean. I don't have to worry about anything. Sometimes you mist your hair and you still have product in your hair, the buildup, and I don't know, for me, I don't like the feeling of seeing buildup in my hair or seeing any chunk of anything, whether it's built up oil or built up whatever. I don't care for that. So when I wash my hair first, it ensures that my hair is clean afterward. The second thing that I want to note is you oil your hair as you go. That way it prevents you from having to do it at the end once your hair is fully interlocked or retwisted. Now I do it both times. I oil my hair as I go just to make sure that each strand is getting coated with the oil and that my hair is fully moisturized, the scalp and the hair itself. And then I also go at the end and just moisturize my scalp as well, because my scalp needs more moisture than most, is what I'm coming to learn. If you don't like the look of your hair being flat after an interlocking session or after you retwisted it, I think I found a way to go around this, and this is specifically for interlocks. I personally prefer my hair to be fuller, to be thicker, and honestly, this, whatever I found to work, has worked. So what I do is, when I do my last rotation, I don't go through the last in loop that I would have to. Okay, that is very, very confusing. So let me start by explaining. When you interlock your hair, you're essentially looping the hair through itself, kind of like you would do with crochet needles, like if you were crocheting your hair. I use a 2-point rotation. I go up, left, up, right. You can use a 4-point rotation or 3-point rotation. There's lots of videos on YouTube about what interlocking looks like. I've also shared a video of myself interlocking my hair if you'd like more in-depth explanation of what that looks like. But when you get to your last loop, I stopped looping the last and final one, which would tighten the lock. I leave it, actually, your hair will still look clean. You'll still have the parts if you're looking for the parts. I found that when I do that, my hair looks less thin and less stuck to my face. Another thing too that will prevent your hair from looking so thin is avoiding an excessive amount of products. The more products I've put in my hair, the more I find that it's weighed down and stuck to my face, but the more light I can keep it. So if I'm just using oils and water, and I found even like rose water works well, don't get the one with glycerin because that will definitely weigh your hair down. Then you'll end up with fluffy locks that move around and then that have that body and the thickness to it. If you're adding gels to your hair, if you retwist with a gel, you're likely to have that thin look. Something else too that I've started doing is interlocking my hair in the morning since I wash it, so that my hair can dry throughout the day. Reason being, when you go to bed and you cover your locks, your hair can smell damp, which I don't care for, but sometimes if I can't retighten my hair till the evening, then it is what it is. But I found also if I do it in the morning, it gives my hair enough time to fully dry. Then I don't have to worry about my hair being damp the next day or having that damp smell to it. Another thing that I want to talk about that has really helped my hair is I started trimming my locks, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm trimming my locks. I know it can be hard to think about cutting your hair, especially if you want more length, and it can be nerve-wracking to think about snipping off little pieces of it, but let me explain to you why I do it. So one of the 1,000 reasons why I decided to get locks is I hated shedding hair. My hair used to shed. I had 4C hair that had a lot of hair. I still have a lot of hair. And when I would wash my hair or style it, there'd just be hairs everywhere. My hair would be shedding and I couldn't stand it. So I thought that by getting locks, I wouldn't have to deal with shedding. Well, wrong. The first year of my lock journey, I still had pieces that were shedding, not as much as when my hair was loosely natural, but I had a significant amount, enough to notice and enough to be bothered by it. So what I decided to do earlier this year was to snip off the loose ends of my locks that hadn't fully locked. And I'll show you an example of one. Would be one here in the front where it's still, you can see it looks like loose hair because that's a newer lock. So I went on, if my lock was locked in the middle part, I just snipped off those loose pieces. Now what this did for me was it gave me a blunt appearance, so like my lock looked lock. The lock was locking. It did that for it, and then also it prevented the shedding. So the amount of pieces of hair that I see in the shower now when I wash my hair has reduced drastically. I probably see like maybe 5 or 6 strands from the new locks that I started, but that was a game changer. And also the appearance of my locks looked so much better when my hair was fully trimmed and it just looked nice and neat rather than having the loose stringy ends that I had before. If you are newer in your lock journey, I would say consider trimming your locks at some point. It really changes changes the appearance. It gave me even a fuller appearance, which we know I'm all about, and that has helped. So every time I interlock my hair, I try to go through and make sure that I snip off the pieces that look stringy, just to prevent any pieces from shedding when I'm washing it, and also just the upkeep, just to make sure my hair is looking the way I want it to look. The last thing that I want to talk about is mindset. So when you think about doing your hair, sometimes it can have negative associations with it, like, oh my gosh, my hair is going to take forever, my hair is going to take a long time. But this is what I feel about it, and I'm stepping on my soapbox right now to talk about how I feel about this. So for most of us, from a young age, we were used to having someone take care of our hair or someone do our hair. So we never really learned or had few opportunities to care for our own hair. And when we did, because we weren't used to taking care of our own hair, we weren't familiar with what it needed. The texture for some of us might have been intimidating. Our hair is not hard or difficult to care for if you know how to care for it and what exactly it needs. So I found that by looking at my hair care routine as a self-care routine, it made me have a more positive experience and a better way of looking at it than dreading it. Almost like if you were to paint your nails, or if you were to do a facial that you do weekly, whatever weekly routine you do for self-maintenance, viewing your hair the same way will change the game for when you have to take care of it and when you have to maintain it. Those are the different things that I was thinking about as I was interlocking my hair. That's all I have for today. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you're interested in more contents like this, if you are going along your lock journey, I would like to invite you to subscribe to this channel. And also, my last ask of you is the Faida Naturals line is launching in about 2 weeks, guys. I'm going to ask that you follow the Instagram page. There you'll be able to get more updates about the different things that are going on, different deals when the product launches. I will link it below, but it's Faida Naturals on Instagram. Otherwise, thank you so much for the support thus far. I'm looking forward to the next video. Till the next one. Bye.